Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm going to be answering a question today. I thought it was pretty interesting about, Redbubble having the rights to upload certain designs, and I want to go ahead and talk about it. It involves creative Fabrica. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So Mile High Salute sent a message through the comments. This was 17 minutes ago. So he says, have you heard of people getting their account suspended on Redbubble using designs on Creative Fabrica, even if they have full commercial and full print on demand usage allowed? I thought you were planning to purchase the rights to those specific images without having to make any alterations. Wouldn't it be the same thing as hiring someone on Fiverr to create designs for you? Well, I'm going to answer this question. It's going to be a deep answer, but hopefully everybody could sit here and watch this video because if you have ever thought of hiring somebody, if you've ever thought of joining a subscription company like Creative Fabrica to get your designs, this is a big deal, okay? So let's be clear. There are some platforms, Creative Fabrica and many others, that do allow you, that whether it's free or paid, do allow you to take the resource, whether it be a design, whether a piece of art, whatever it is, take the resource and utilize it for your own commercial benefits. So in terms of the actual platform that's selling or providing these products, you are allowed to from their aspect, right? Now the question involves Redbubble. Redbubble is very specific about stock footage, about stock designs, things like that. And really what Redbubble is also very specific about fair use. Now, under fair use laws and terms, utilizing these different platforms' products, technically you are allowed to. The only problem is other users. Now, let's be honest. If you're going to be using that platform's image, let's just say Creative Fabrica, if you're going to be using their image, their design, let's just say you purchase it, the reality is probably 10 people, 20 people, 100 people have purchased that same design. And whether you've uploaded it first or they uploaded it first, there is going to cause some friction. The reason why I've recommended certain companies that I have in the past is because I've noticed that other people in the print-on-demand space don't use those specific companies. And those companies are relatively rare in the space. Now, the biggest issue associated with using platforms like this, guys, is not the legal question of is it right or is it wrong, but it's the other users on the Redbubble platform. It's the people on Redbubble. It's not the Redbubble employees. It's the actual users, your fellow sellers on Redbubble. What happens is let's say somebody bought a certain design on Creative Fabrica that you happen to buy also. Well, probably 7 other people bought the same thing and have uploaded that design. Well, guess what? There's going to be 1 person, 2 people, 10 people, whatever the number is of persons that go out there and look for other people who have done the exact same thing of taking that exact design, which both of you are allowed to do, and upload it to Redbubble. The only problem is they're going to look for your designs. They're going to report them, okay? They're going to report them even though you have the full right to upload those designs the same exact way that they have the full right to upload them. And because Redbubble is a fair use type of platform, meaning they allow most behavior, when somebody goes as far as to report something, they're going to send a notice to you. If you've gotten reported, doesn't matter if it was once, twice, whatever amount of times, no matter if you get reported, how many times, they're going to take the item down temporarily. If you do not reply to the report, and if you do not appeal the report with the proof that you have ownership over that design and you have the right to, guess what's going to happen? They're going to treat you as if you're anybody else, and they're just going to remove the design. They're not going to help you. If you do fight it, then you will actually have a chance now to keep up that design. The only problem is, like I said, guys, with using companies like Creative Fabrica, is you have to think logically. They have been used and abused by millions of people out there, if not hundreds of thousands. Think of, if you just type in Creative Fabrica on YouTube, the videos under the word Creative Fabrica have hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views. You add them all up, that's millions of views. Millions of people have used Creative Fabrica and other softwares related to it. That's why I recommend Once you find a company that not too many people know about, that's what you're going to use for your print on demand. Now, I have recommended some of those companies before, and I try to change up the links, and I try to find different companies that are offering different things, because the whole point here is that just because you're uploading it doesn't mean 10 other people won't. And just because those other people who won't upload, who are uploading, doesn't mean that they're not going to report you. They could very well report you, and your designs could very well be taken down. The only thing is now let's talk about getting banned. So Redbubble, not all the time do they suspend you immediately. They don't delete your store immediately. Realize that there's 3 levels to this, okay? The first level is your piece of art gets removed. That's the first level. The second level is that your store gets suspended, which means your store gets removed off the Redbubble platform. And then the third level, which is the highest level, unfortunately, is when you as a person become banned from the platform, okay? Banned from the platform means that you cannot create any other stores again. You're not allowed to sell again in the future, forever on Redbubble. Now, if you were to hire somebody from Fiverr, you're saying, wouldn't that be the same thing as hiring somebody from Fiverr? The answer is absolutely. The only thing is you got to think logically. Fiverr is not a premium hiring website. It's not a place where you pay people thousands of dollars to create work for you. You're paying $5, $10, $20 to create a design. Where do you think that individual is going to get their design from? They're going to get it from other cheap places. The cheaper a software is and the more well-known about it is, like Creative Fabrica, like any other Vexels or whatever other platform there is, the cheaper it is and the more well-known it is, the more it's going to be used. And if you have somebody from Fiverr create a design for you, and let's say they get it, the contents from Creative Fabric or wherever else, it does open you up to a potentially higher chance of getting your work removed, because the reality is they're not going to pay for these elements. They're not going to create these elements by themselves. They're just going to go grab them from someplace and utilize them. It's a way that they save cost, energy, and money. And majority of people who hire other people from Fiverr are typically amateurs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to think, maybe it's somebody who saw a YouTube video, here's how I made $1 million using print on demand. Next thing you know, that individual decides, okay, let me go to Fiverr because I don't feel like doing the work. They hire somebody for $5 to $10. They have a whole entire t-shirt design for $5. They upload that t-shirt design on Fiverr. Next thing you know, they're expecting to make money off that design, but they get their design removed, they get banned, they have no success, and then they label the whole print on demand world a scam. This is essentially how it happens. Same things as products or images that are in the public domain. Technically, you are allowed to upload them to Redbubble. The only problem is that and everybody else is allowed to upload them. The only problem is you're going to have individuals that are going to report you just off of the basis that that's what they do. That's who they are. And they're going to report your work. They're going to get you taken down. At that point, you have to have a legal standing as to why your design should be available or should be up, right? So if I have something that I got from a stock footage website, I can't defend it if I was to be getting reported down. The reason why is because specifically Redbubble states they do not allow stock footage, right? So if I go to pexels.com, right, the one with the P, pexels.com, let's go ahead and pull up pexels.com. If I go to pexels.com, I take one of these designs, I upload it to Redbubble, a week later it gets removed, and I try to argue it, it won't work in terms of the argument because their specific rules state that unless you have license or you have ownership over the image, then you are not allowed to upload it to, or the design, image, whatever, you are not allowed to upload it to Redbubble. I would have no standing in terms of Redbubble eyes. So the question is, can you get suspended? Or have I heard of people getting suspended? Absolutely I have, whether it be through Creative Fabrica, through Vexels, through Pexels, through all these other platforms. I have heard of it. So your best solution is to go to a platform or a website, whatever you want to call it, and I have recommended a few. They're in the links in the description. They're also in the links in the pinned comment of resources where there's not that many people in the print on demand space that know about them or use them. And you can use it to upload, and that will drastically decrease your chance of getting reported. I can tell you that out of all the work that I've uploaded, I'm actually going to upload a video soon, but we've uploaded well over 20,000 designs now. And not a single one of the designs that we have taken from these resources and just literally slapped them on the Redbubble platform have been removed. Not a single one. Why? Because like I said, there's less people using these platforms. Less people know about them. I haven't seen any other people talk about them on the internet. I think I was the only one. So what I'm trying to say here is just because something is free or labeled that it can be used for print on demand does not give it some sort of, I guess you can say, protection from being reported or being suspended. If an item can become reported and be taken down, then it 100% can be suspended, can lead to suspension of the store. Okay? And if you are 100% suspended from a store over and over and over again, it's only a matter of time till you get removed off the platform entirely forever, and banned where you cannot come back. So keep in mind that wherever you get your art from, wherever you get your designs from, make sure it is so custom that you have such a small chance of somebody else either uploading the same thing or, leading yourself down a rabbit hole that's kind of negative. So, yes, hopefully I've answered all your questions. Believe it or not, I know this might sound crazy, but you're not 100% safe with Creative Fabrica. You're not 100% safe with Vexels. You're not 100% safe with all these other platforms where people go get their graphics. And I had to learn this, unfortunately, the hard way, but that's the truth. And now I've been taking things, like I said, a little bit more intelligently, and I try to, on purpose, divert my style of design, separate. I've even showed this in the course, in the design course specifically, in the video where I created the 60 designs in 30-something minutes. I think 34 minutes or 64 designs in 33 minutes, something like that, something to that effect. When I created those designs, towards the end, after I created all the designs, I added some little features that made them different. And the larger of the combinations that I had of certain things that I created on those specific designs, the more different I made it, the more comfortable I was. And you actually saw me go over it a few times, all 60 designs, and in the video you saw it. That was the video where I didn't speak. I didn't say a single word for a whole half hour. You just saw me designing. After that one video, later in other videos, I talked about it. I said, here's what I did. I created, more elements. I did this, I did that. I have, you guys know, for the people that have the course, you know that I have a 3-element system. I have a 3-step system as to how I create the designs, so I don't have to worry about getting reported or anything like that. And ever since then, I've been perfectly fine. I haven't had any issues. As long as you're kind of, not really crossing that boundary, you'll be fine. But the truth is majority of people who get into print on demand are going to eventually cross that boundary. They're going to be using platforms like Creative Fabrica. They're going to be using platforms that are well-known, other platforms. I don't have to mention them. You guys know about them. They think they're going to be safe. They're truly not. And that's just because that there are other people who unfortunately are bad people are using those platforms as well. And like I said, your only solution is to use designs or create designs that are not well known, that are not likely to be on the internet. And once again, this all relates to the niche research. And I've spoken about this before, but I don't develop time for niche research. I don't do that. I spend maybe 2 minutes on niche research, and that's all I need. And that's for all 60 designs. And like I said, I'm not creating my designs in a single niche. You guys have seen this in the POD design course. We specifically do it a way to be, like I said, efficient and quick by producing really good quality, mixing those two together, being productive. It's not good enough to just be quick with no quality. It's not good enough to be slow with quality. You have to have both. The point here is that if you have a system that actually works for you, you're going to go, much smoothly through the process. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying, go ahead and grab my course. You probably already know about my course. Maybe you even grabbed it already. The thing that I'm telling you to do is be aware of other people's graphics, other people's things. When you're going to create a design, just go on Redbubble and search if anybody else has the same concept that you had in mind. If you're using platforms that are well known, like I said, 9 times out of 10, somebody else is going to use those same graphics. Somebody else is going to use those same elements, whatever you want to call it. So if you need help with the graphics or whatever, all the links will be in the pinned comment down below. You might find those resources helpful. You click on one of those websites, you might find some of those resources helpful. I use them. I put my money where my mouth is. I do use them. And like I said, I've had no problems. And I've actually made videos of how much profit I made from certain designs. So check it out. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.